Hey everyone, Aussie Viking doing another video of Halo. Big Halo fan. Loved Halo Wars 2. Cannot wait for the DLC. Want it now. Have to wait. Love Halo in general. Halo 5 wasn't bad as everybody says. It just had a cut story, but from gameplay and level design it was fantastic. I might do more videos on that whenever we hear about the new Halo game, which should be probably E3 this year. And we might get a beta in the end of the year like we did with Halo 5. But anyway, let's talk about Halo canon outside of the main game. So they've got books, they've got comics, and they've got encyclopedias. Alright, so first of all, these are 3 new ones that were released, I think, this year, maybe late last year, that are really good and I would recommend to get. First one is Halo Fractures, which is a whole lot of short stories, and Halo's done this before with one of their other short story books. Can't remember the name, but I've got it. Evolutions, I think it was. And it came with a whole lot of short stories, and they were great. There were some great ones on there. This one is pretty great too. I've only read one story, which is about Forerunners, and everything with Forerunners. If I had to say any Halo book, get the Greg Bear Forerunner trilogy. It's fantastic. First is great, last is great, second one is great, but for me it felt a bit... There's a lot of moments where they're walking around and trying to give you a sense of... If you have your big imagination, it gives you a sense of what's going on. So if that's not your sort of thing, you might not like the second one. But the first and third one are fantastic. So this one has short stories from Tobias Buckle, Troy Denning, Matt Forbeck, Kelly Gay, Christy Golden, Kevin Grace, which I believe was the writer of ODST number 3 and Halo Wars 2, which he's a damn fine writer. Morgan Lockhart, John Jackson Miller, Frank O'Connor, which he's actually got written some really good ones. Brian Reed, which a lot of people like iffy about, but apparently his story in this isn't too bad. Trace Staten, he created some damn fine Halo canon. He's a great writer, and James Swallow. So if you're a fan of Halo or science fiction in general, I'd say give that a go, and the Greg Bear books. But for new books they've just released, new canon stuff, this is a good one. Another one is Halo Tales from the Slip Space, which is another... It's a whole lot of short stories similar to the book, but obviously you can see it in the photos and the pictures and all that. It's got some great art. Not all of the art is the best. Some of it can look pretty bad, but this has got some good art in it. I think this is some damn fine art. That story in general is probably the best in the book, which is a story about, well, one of the best at least, where it's about Cortana when she's basically before Halo 5, which is really good. There's some good artwork at the back of it too, if you get it. They're non-canon artwork, I think, but they're really interesting and really cool. There's some badass ones here too. So this is another one. If you're a Halo fan or if you're a comic book fan and you want to read some interesting stories, I'd say get this. This is damn fine. Damn fine. There are some iffy ones and there are some very short ones that are like 3-4 pages full, but overall they're quite good. The artwork can be a bit strange, so it's not a bad art, but they're not as detailed and crazily well done than you'd expect. But the stories can be quite positive, quite solid, and there's some good characters in here and development and all that. And there's some very stories that make you go, holy shit, this is kind of like, whoa. So this is another good one, I would say. Give it a go. Tales from Slip Space. Fractures, Tales from Slip Space, and then the big one. This one is, even if you're not a Halo fan, this one is another one that will get you probably into Halo, or at least make you go, holy shit, this universe is huge. And it is. So this is called Halo Mythos, which, funny enough, I got it for $40. I just realised. That was $35. I got that for $35, although the place I bought it from hasn't got the best prices. But thing is, this one I couldn't even find in most comic book stores. So I must have got lucky. And Fractures cost me $18 in Australia. So you should be able to get them for the same price, if not better. Depends where you live and sort of so forth. But Halo Mythos is great. It's basically an encyclopedia of knowledge of the Halo universe. Now, what's cool about this is, so in the Halo universe, they got something called Catalog, which is, well, curator catalog. And what's great is he basically takes in all the information of the Haloverse. Now, if there's any discrepancies or anything that gets changes, he literally says things like, this isn't all there is, there might be some changes. And which is good, because within the universe, within canon, any discrepancies within this, and if they brought out another one and it gets better or they change things, you can kind of look back at this and go, oh, they've done it in canon way to say some information this could be different or wrong. And I like that. I really do like that. So it's one of those books where it tells you a lot, but not everything, because it's like, hey, the story might not be how we think it is, which is, I think, was an interesting idea. Another good thing is there's some great art in this, absolutely, and like great action art of Spartan 3s, which are some of my favourite Spartans in anything. These Spartan 3s are fantastic. The whole story of Spartan 3s where they were just kids and cannon fodder and oh, so good. If you're not a fan of Halo or sci-fi like Halo, this book will get you into it because this has got some great artwork. It's got some great backstory. It's just amazing, you know, things like the Ark and how it was destroyed to an extent because there's more than one Ark, but there was. And what's so good is it's kind of give you a sense of the future too. This is, you know, the Citadel in Halo. I mean, Mass Effect. This is basically the Citadel. Oh, hang on. This is basically the Citadel in the Haloverse when the Forerunners were around. Now, what's really cool is it's got a lot of references to the future. So there was something called the Precursors, and we literally have. This is awesome. I couldn't stop looking at this. This here, this being here, hang on, with the GoPro, it's all weird. This being here, I know here, that being there, is a precursor, or at least a morphed version precursor, which are basically the god creators of humans and Forerunners and stuff like that. And he's called the not mindless one, the ancient one, I think it was, something like that. But yeah, that's literally one of our first canon official images of that being, and I cannot wait to see where it goes. Of course, we'll probably have Forerunner stuff first, and we might see more of them. I don't know. But this whole book is worth it. If you had to get any of these, I'd say get this. It opens up, it's got some fantastic art, and it really gives you a lot of in-depth look of what goes on. And what's great is it ends, literally, the book ends with Halo Wars 2. So when I read this, I was like, I need to play some more Halo Wars 2. It gives you a lot of backstory about certain things in Halo 5 as well, which is great. The Guardians, which are awesome. The Guardians, which are awesome. And yeah, I can't just stress enough how great of a book, of a guide to Halo that this is. Basically, get this. If you have to get any, get this. The rest is still great too, but that is a recommendation. Halo Mythos, Halo Tales from Space is great, and Halo Fractures. It really depends what you like. If you like novels, get that, and the Greg Bear books. If you like comics, get that. It's definitely better than Escalation. At least the last part of Escalation. And if you really want to understand the lore, get that, because it's just fantastic. Anyway, that's my short video on what I think works with Halo. Anyway, Aussie Viking out. Bye.